So, moving right along with everything. Setting stuff up on the shelf and moving things around. There's going to be a couple items coming off the shelf. A couple of anime figures that I don't really... some Fate Stay Night stuff that needs to come down. But, what am I here to talk about? I'm here to talk about a new Gunpla. Picked up a new Gunpla, so let's talk about it. So yes, I'm adding to the shelf of Gunpla stuff, and it's almost ridiculous because I still haven't built the Gunpla stuff I have, but I had heard that some really cool stuff was at my hobby shop. So I went down and I checked it out, and there was one thing I really wanted, but I didn't get it. I'm going to wait till my next check because it's about $35, so I'm going to wait. But I did pick something up. I got a Grunt. Because I need some Grunts. And quite frankly, I like the Grunts. I got a Leo. You know, I'm actually looking forward to the Leo. Look, Grunts are underappreciated mobile suits. They're basically put in the series as cannon fodder and serve no real other purpose other than blowing up, which is ridiculous when you put them in something like Gundam Wing, because they already have superhero robots, essentially. And you guys, if you've been here long enough, you know I'm not a huge Gundam Wing fan. I love the design, but Gundam Wing rubs me the wrong way. I don't like that 5 invincible children fight an entire war by themselves and win. It's ridiculous. It bothers me. It's not the same thing that I want Gundam to be. I want Gundam to be deep war stories, stuff that works, stuff like the 8th MS team, stuff like the Stardust Memory, stuff like even things like War in the Pocket, Zeta. I like the original Gundam. I like these types of things where, yeah, I get it. There's like Amuro's a psychic and Char's a psychic and they're pretty much unkillable, but they never felt as plot armor protected as I saw when I watched Gundam Wing. And because of that, things like the Zaku really had a chance to shine. They were dangerous. The Zaku could show up, and there were 3 powerful, unbelievably powerful mobile suits the Federation had. The gun cannon, the gun tank, and the Gundam. In the original, I like that it's been reworked so that the gun cannon is an older model, and there were more of them on the white base. I love Gundam Origin. I believe in my heart that that is the true telling of Gundam. That's exactly everybody. I don't care. It's just my personal feelings on it. I feel like Gundam the Origin should be the official telling, the official canon of the story, and as I've argued canon on this channel, I will bow to myself. The show, what is on the show, that's where it makes its home. That gets the final say. But I am just waiting for a reanimation of the original Gundam that incorporates everything that Origin added, because damn, I want it. I want it. Those 12 books are magnificent. And it wasn't just them, though, in the original show. Very much the gun cannon was damaged, the gun tank was damaged, and even the Gundam was pushed back by 2 Zaku and a Goof. 2 Zaku and a Goof. And why? Because those men had more experience with their mobile suits. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for the power of the Gundam, Amuro would be dead, because Char in those first 2 confrontations absolutely rocked him. Speaking of those confrontations, if you're interested at all in seeing the original Gundam, but you don't have the time to put in for 50 episodes, all 3 Gundam movies are now on Netflix, and that is fantastic, because those are basically what happened was They took the show and they condensed it down and they added animation and they touched it up here and there, making it look better and flow better. And they produced 3 movies. Those 3 movies tell the entirety of the tale without any of what you would consider to be filler. And for what it's worth, Gundam did accidentally fall into a little bit of filler territory. 50 episodes was a lot for the original series, and quite frankly, the 3 movies do feel like they flow a little better and make a little more sense to the narrative that was being laid down. Unless you read Gundam Origin, and then it really flows. It works. It's so good. The Zaku got a chance to shine is really what I'm saying. I'm saying a lot here, but that's basically what I'm trying to tell you. Grunts mattered in the original. They were dangerous. If people knew what to do with them, if they knew how to utilize things like the cracker grenade, their machine guns in general, their bazookas, they had the Heat Hawks, a Gundam, an unprepared Gundam, can be defeated by a Zaku 2. In fact, watch War in the Pocket and see for yourself that a pilot, no matter what machine they are in, no matter how powerfully advanced a machine like the Alex, which is a hell of a Gundam, it was beaten by a Zaku 2, by a pilot who was just a little bit more experienced and a little bit more prepared. That's just the way it is. Chris was nothing more than a test pilot, and as far as my knowledge goes, she was nothing more than a virtual test pilot. She had 1 fight under her belt that I know of, that I got to see, and that was against a damn strong, powerful unit, yes, because the Kampfer is a badass mobile suit. But there was no choice in the matter. The confrontation had to take place, and when swaying her attention through proper preparation, the Zaku 2 took her out because the Heat Hawk, it took the head off, okay? It's an amazing scene. It's an amazing ending to a tragic Gundam story. And when you watch it, it really displays the idea that grunts matter. These are weapons. These are weapons of war. And even if I have a pistol and you have an automatic machine gun, if I shoot first or you don't see me and I'm prepared, these are weapons. They're capable weapons in capable hands of capable people. These were throwaway units. They served no purpose other than to explode, because they were in Gundam Wing. The only time they ever got a chance to be anything whatsoever was when these units were protected by the plot armor of I'm Hiro Yui, I'm Troa Barton, and I just happen to be in a Leo. Show irritates me. It irritates me. Like, it didn't irritate me as bad, but I rewatched it recently to try to give it another shot, to be like, hey, things change. Maybe I'll love it this time. And I watched it, and I actually have a disdain for it that's even worse than before, when it was just kind of like childhood memories. Now, after I've seen it recently, I really don't like Gundam Wing. But I like its designs. And I refuse to believe that, at least in my own principles, that these things could possibly be as bad as was showcased in that show. So I picked this up, and I am looking forward to building it. It looks solid. It looks really good. It honestly does. And there's 2 times in the show that I remember that they get a chance to shine when they're not protected by extreme measures of plot armor. Even then, it's kind of still true. But Zex basically subdues Wing Gundam with one. And Trey's Kush Renata, if I remember right, I think he uses one to take out a bunch of mobile dolls. But if I remember right, there's some plot armor going on there. And I think when he attacked, they weren't really designated to kill him. So, like, he was fine. Until then, I want to say it was during that scene that they say something like, oh, Okay, he wants to play hardball, then make him the target and blah blah blah, and yeah. It just is what it is. It drives me crazy. I like the grunts of Gundam. And I'm looking forward to building the Leo. And I would like to get my hands on a Zaku 2 and a Zaku 1, actually. I would like to. I have Char's Zaku 2, but I don't have just a simple Zaku 2. I also am a fan of Federation grunts. I'm a Gym fan. I like gyms. I think they're solid designs. Grunts. Give some grunts some respect. They deserve it. They need it. I'm going to build this Leo. It's going to be sweet. I'll come back after I build the Leo at some point and talk about it. It's not going to be right off the bat. It's just not. I've got too much going on. I've got that trip and everything this weekend. And speaking of that trip, I hear that there's going to be some other members of Reploid Productions doing their own stuff. Possibly on that Saturday, possibly at the exact same time that we normally do our own stuff. I don't know. But yeah. Give the grunts some love. Get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.